Yes, sir. What it really do? DC gang, welcome back to my what? I'm sorry, but I almost lost my life out of excitement. But either way, welcome back to the channel, familia. Now listen here, real quick. I'm just gonna say it. Punk main, stand up. Stand up right now, clap your hands, get off that chair, bro. Stand up and drop a tear of joy with me, because we are eating good tonight. Literally, tonight. We just got the new support for Punk, and this is one of the most anticipated support packs, whatever you want to call it. For me, I legitimately been waiting for this to happen. I've been preaching about this thing being unlimited to 3. It finally got unlimited to 3, and I didn't even realize why. Big surprise for me from Konami. Punk just got some new support. Now, if you're new here, you don't know this, I'm legitimately a Punk main. I've made, no lie, like probably over 100, not. It's close to 180 freaking different Punk deck profiles. I made a lot of deck profiles, bro, in the spam of this channel. A lot of them. Even, I've never played this game in real life. I actually played when I was a kid, and I got smoked because I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and I started hating the game. But look, I actually have all of the freaking Punk engine in my hand right now. Shout out to Team Dark Magician. I actually won these for winning a tournament. Shout out to my boy Jay. He sent me these as a reward. Look, it's the Amazing Dragon. This is legitimately my favorite deck in this game. My favorite monster is this one. And also, Punk has the best artwork in the game. Don't argue with me. Argue with your moms, bro, because I'm just spitting facts. I mean, Fire King is really close to it. Between Fire King and Punk, we got some really great artwork between those two deck lists. Now, with that being said, now I wanted to talk about this. Now, I did see the leak video from DK. Somebody sent it to me on Discord. That's why I'm making this video right now. And something that I want to say is, listen, bro, I have a huge amount of respect for DK, but bro does this thing sometimes that gets me upset, which is like he overhyped things way too much. Like, big respect to bro, but he needs to stop overhyping things. In the video, he was showing a showcase of somebody playing through about, I think it was 4 disruption. I think the opponent only had 1 card in the hand, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this deck is not doing that. It's only doing that to people that don't know what the heck they're doing, or 2, have never played against Punk and don't know how Punk works. Because most people are still going to save the disruption for this card right here, which you're going to have to protect this thing at all costs. Most people that have played against this deck know that by now. This is what you're going to have to stop. This deck can probably now play to 2 disruptions, but 3, depending on the hand that you have. If you play with the Fiendsmith engine, yes, you will be able to play through more disruption at force 1000%, but it's not gonna play through 4 disruptions. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Pure, no. With the Fiendsmith engine, maybe. 3, yes. Now, there is another engine that's really good for this deck that I was actually testing out maybe a week ago, that I'm gonna show you, which is honestly probably one of the best engines that you could play with the deck, and is the Millennium engine. And I'm gonna tell you why in a second, because I want to show you the 2 cards that we got real quick, which one of them is the Jam Fever. Let me make that bigger for you. Boom. And let's read this card right here. So it says, once per turn, you could also exceed summon Punk Jam Fever by using 1 Punk Fusion or Synchro monster you control as material. This is an amazing effect. Konami, thank you for, given this. Like, it's way easier to make. It makes sense. You don't need the 2 level 8s. You could only use 1 monster. You could do this while doing your combo. This is what deck structuring should be like. Your deck should be flowing together, and this is honestly amazing because you're going to synchro summon doing your combo, at least into your Jam Dragon Drive. Let me check your license. But yes, you're gonna at least synchro summon into that, which most of the time now you're probably gonna go into the Amazing Dragon, use the Amazing Dragon as material to go into this thing. But my point is that this is really good in terms of writing a card in this effect. You can only use each of the following effect of Punk Jam Fever once per turn. Notice how it says each, meaning, if I understand this game correctly, because sometimes I don't, you could use both of these effects once per turn. So you could pay 600 life points and detach raw material for this card and draw a card. Now, one of the crazy things about Punk is that people used to say that the fuse spell was busted because you're drawing 2 cards. Now, that's correct and also not correct, because most of the time you think that Punk is going +2, it's actually going +1, because when you do your combo, Foxy Toon has to get rid of a card in order to special summon one of your level 3s from the deck, meaning that you're always going -1. So when you draw 2, you're basically only going +1 instead of +2, if that makes sense. Now, because the field spell only works twice, you're still gonna draw 2 cards. It would be crazy if it wasn't just twice per turn, because that means you will be able to draw 3 cards by activating this effect. But this also means now that when you draw into the trap, your dangerous Gabu, or the one that pops a card on the field, you don't feel as bad anymore, because you don't have to worry about paying life points with your Madame Spider. You could actually just pay life points with this. That's if you have the field spell out at that point in time. You're also gonna need 2 materials. So if you do this play only using a synchro monster, then you might not be able to do that, because I believe you have to detach in order to negate. When a monster effect is activated and you have a level 3 psychic monster, very quick effect, you could detach 1 material. So you're gonna have to detach. So if you go and use a synchro monster, a punk synchro monster specifically, to go into this thing, that you might not be able to use both effects. But with the engine that I'm gonna show you in a second, you might be able to get both of these effects if you play with that engine, which is the Millennia engine. So yeah, this thing is really good. I'm really excited for this. Honestly, I think they wrote this card perfectly. There's nothing wrong with the way. I can't complain about this card at all. And it's a psychic, which makes sense. You know, it's not like freaking Centurion with what's her name, the level 12. That's not a freaking it's not a dragon for what the Lagatia, which should be a dragon, but it's not a dragon. But I digress. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. The other new card is this one right here, the No Punk Rising Scale. You're honestly gonna play this at 3, and I'm gonna let you know right now, both of these cards are probably gonna be UR. Konami's definitely gonna take my money. If you wanna play this, I'm almost 100% sure both of these cards are gonna be UR. Now, this is extremely good for the deck. I've been saying for a long time now that I wish this deck had way more follow-up than what it has, because honestly, the deck is amazing, but it's really it's not hand trap resilient at all. Not to mention that, as we just read, the Aziz monster is honestly, it's just a monster negate. So infinite impermanence, you're not gonna get protected from. You're not gonna get protected from freaking the 2 new cards, which is the Dominus Purge and the other one, which I'm forgetting the name of right now. Both any spells and traps, you're still not protected from, so that's the downside of the deck right now. And this card is really good. You can banish one of the punk card from your hand or graveyard. It's a good thing that it's from the hand as well, because that means you could just start off your combo with this thing by banishing one of the cards from your hand, depending on what type of hand that you have. Most of the time you don't want to do that because you're just gonna go -1 for no reason. But it's good that it's from the hand as well, because this deck draw 2, right? So if this card is special summon, you could pay 600 life points, take 1 punk monster from your deck or graveyard, which is amazing that it's also from the graveyard, because that means you could special summon your synchro monsters back onto the field. That's amazing. Except a level 8 monster, and either add it to your hand or special summon it, which is great. You could honestly play this with Zombie Vampire now. If you're Brick, you go into Zombie Vampire, you could special summon this thing, and with this thing you could special summon. There's a bunch of possibilities that I'm excited, bro, because there's a bunch of possibilities and ways of playing this deck that's really cool. When a monster your opponent controls with 25 or more attack activates an effect, quick effect, you could change it to face on different position. This could come in clutch. Like, for example, against Blue Eyes, if you flip the Blue Eyes face down, then well, actually no, because it's not gonna activate its effect. So never mind. I was gonna say it would have been great to flip Blue Eyes face down, but that's not gonna happen because it's not gonna activate its effect unless you could just flip any monster. It's its effect. You could change it. Okay, so yeah, it will be the monster. Never mind. That would have been great if this wasn't just for the specific monster. If this would have been any monster on the field, flip it face down, it would have been way better, but it's not sad times. But you could only use each of the No Punk Rising Scale once per turn, which means you could use both of these in 1 turn, which is honestly really good. So the deck is really good right now. I'm extremely excited. I hope you guys are excited as well. I'm gonna make a bunch of different freaking profiles for this deck. Now let me show you something real quick. Alright, familia, so here we are in my deck building decks profiles area, whatever you want to call this, my decks. And I wanted to show you that I was actually messing around way before I even knew we were getting this engine with the Millennium engine. And I'm going to tell you why this is really good, because it's going to basically get you into your fever, your new Xyz Punk Monster, with two materials. So you're not even gonna need to use the Synchro Monster for it if you play with this deck, because all you're gonna do is activate the Sangan, put it in the back, special summon it. You're gonna search for your Golem. Golem special summon. You're gonna search the field spell. The field spell is gonna set a monster in the back row with another, Millennium monster from your deck, and then you're gonna special summon this, which is a level 8. You're gonna get rid of your back row to special summon the Doom Dragon. You have two level 8, because technically the new Punk monster, the Xyz one, is generic. It's generic in the sense that it could draw you a card. It's not generic in the negate area, because in order to negate, you're gonna have to be playing Punk, because it needs a Punk level 3 monster, if I'm not mistaken, in the graveyard to be able to negate, because Konami has to balance things for whatever reason. We have a bunch of cracked up stupid shenanigans in this game, but we have to balance Punk. They should have just made that thing a negate and made it generic. But either way, this is gonna get you to draw one at least. So you're gonna do that. You're gonna activate to draw one. If they ash that, then you're having a good time, because then you start playing your Punk shenanigans, and now you have a negate against a Valor or something like that, if they didn't Valor the first effect, because they might be able to do that. So that's the downside. But honestly speaking, if they don't have anything, you're drawing 3 cards, you're having a great time. And my whole point of playing this engine in this deck was the fact that I wanted to make Psychic and Punisher as powerful as possible. Meaning I wanted to make this thing super hard to out. I wanted to get my life points as low as possible on my turn 1. Have this thing out, and if my opponent doesn't play Goddess, good luck with that. I mean, Branded can out this thing, because if you pop the Mirror Jade for some reason can out this thing. The Ruma Cannon, if I'm not mistaken, can out this thing. So you got to be careful with that. But that was the whole point of me doing that. But now with the new level, new Xyz monster, I just realized we get more utility out of this engine than we were getting before, when I was testing it out with this. Now, I also made a deck that draws 8 cards with the Punk engine. I could probably make another one kind of more pure base that draws about 4 to 5 cards. It depends on how the heck I would want to do that. But my point is that this engine is really good. It's really great. I'm honestly extremely happy about what we've gotten from it. There's another card that I want to show you real quick as well. So this card right here is not in the game. Hold on, let me make that smaller. This card right here, you can't see it. It's called the... So many ads, bro. The Jaraushin, the Cursed Thunder God. Now, I don't know if we're going to get that in this new pack. If we do, this deck is going to be crazy. Because this thing has an effect where it says... Can I move this to the side, as a matter of fact? Alright, I made it smaller so that you can see it. So it's this card right here. If this card is coming into the game, this deck is going to be nuts. Because this is a level 11, and making level 11s is going to be extremely easy in this deck. Especially if you're going to play the Millennium engine. Or you could play Horus as well. It doesn't just have to be the Millennium. You could play Horus, but you're not going to be paying life points. This thing is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, because each time your opponent activates a card or effect immediately after the effect revolt during your opponent's turn quick effect, you could pay 1,500 life points and tribute this card, then activate one of these effects. So you could destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls, or destroy all face-up spells and traps your opponent controls. Now, having the choice of what the heck you want to get rid of, this is basically Lightning Storm on legs, but better. This is going to be crazy. I hope that we're getting in the new pack, because it's going to make Punk, honestly, a really good deck. I don't think it's going to be tier 1 or anything like that, but it could be tier 3, really low tier 3, maybe really high tier 3. So I'm extremely excited about that. Hopefully we also get this as well. I doubt it, but if we do, it's gonna be a Merry Christmas for me. Some of these extra deck cards don't make any sense. Like the coach can be good, but I wouldn't play the coach in this, because you're gonna need 3 level 8s unless you're playing the Horus engine. This thing, I guess, but you're probably not gonna be doing that. Play the Fiendsmith engine, play the Millennium engine, or play the Horus engine with this deck. That's all I can tell you. Now, I'm not going to ramble anymore. I just wanted to show you guys those 2 options, tell you what I think about the deck, how I think it's going to work best, which again is with the Fiendsmith or Millennium engine or the Horus engine. And yeah, I'm extremely excited. Now, again, the only downside about the Xyz monster is that only negates monsters sometimes. But honestly speaking, anytime this deck gets some new support, I'm gonna be excited about it. So with that being said, let me know what you think about it in the comment section. I'm gonna come home from work tomorrow afternoon. We're gonna stream. We're gonna open some packs probably on stream. I might not make a video on it. I might just make the video on it and then stream. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But tomorrow we're streaming and we're playing these decks. We're gonna build shenanigans. We're gonna do things. So be there. It's probably gonna be around 5 in the afternoon. So with that being said, continue having a great day, and I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.